This is First Contact, Stories of the Call Center. Now, you recently said something on LinkedIn I'd love to dive in a little bit deeper. You said agent demands are more unique and modern than ever before. Why is that?
Well, I think we all know that, with the internet and the omni-channels and the changing society, the way people work, millennials coming in and subsequent generations coming in, they look at the world in a different way. And so our technologies and our solutions, we have to adapt to address their modern requirements. This isn't the model from 1980 anymore. It's gone. People want more choices. Agents want more choices. They want to balance their life and their work. And they want the work to kind of help revolve around them to a degree. And so what we're trying to do at Community is balance the needs of the business and balance the needs of the agents. And it's those it's the modern influences that are forcing companies, and certainly our designs, to offer more flexibility and more choices for the agents. We got to empower them.
So let's kind of dive slightly deeper on the empower side. I think a lot of times when you have people that just do what they're told, right, and they're just following a script, they're just doing the black and white thing, I think you can create consistency, you can create something that's repeatable, and you can probably scale that. But what I find is to get that extra percentage out of people that exponentially allows you to be that much more productive and allows people to raise other people in friendly competition, being able to be part of that team. You sit there and say, yeah, they want choices, they want options. But in workforce management, with Community and otherwise in the contact center, outside of the things you've stated, is there other stuff that you're trying to meet these people where they are, or being able to adopt to these requirements of wanting more options that allows them to perform better? Or is it purely just the status quo that you can't get these people to perform better unless you just put them in a box and say, do the following thing and only this way?
Well, that's a big question, but I have a couple of, I think, important thoughts about that. So the first one is, I've always admired agents. I think they have one of the most difficult jobs in the world. They are managing all types of technologies, but let's not forget about what they're actually there to do. They're there to interact with a human being. And so they're juggling all of this understanding of their products, their services, the technology that's on their desktop, and at the same time, they're solving somebody's problem. So I don't really think that we have to worry that we have to micromanage these incredibly proficient human beings. What we have to do is give them the toolkits to self-manage themselves so that they can better help their customer. And the good agents all do that, right? And I'll give an example. We talked about adherence being a possibly oppressive metric. Well, what if we share the adherence information with the agent? They can see when they log in. They can see when they go to break. They can see their metric all day long. They can take a look at their schedule. And so when they look at that and they know that we're holding the team to a 92 or 91% adherence goal, they're going to self-manage themselves because we're giving them the information. I don't have to police that agent. I don't have to sit over their shoulder. Remember, these are proficient professionals doing their jobs. And so they will check their adherence from time to time, make sure they're on track, making sure they're holding up for their other team members. So, that's one way of empowering the agent. But again, you put it in terms of bidding on shifts. Let's present them with their options. Let them decide what's best for them. And if you let them influence what they ultimately end up getting, they're going to perform that function better, right? And it's the same thing with vacation time and many other aspects. The mobile app is a perfect example.